It was a warm spring afternoon on May 23rd, 2007. The school day was nearly over at C.W. Jeffries Collegiate Institute in Toronto. Hallways buzzed with the restless chatter of teenagers eager to head home, and among them was 15-year-old Jordan Manners. He was a grade 9 student full of charm, energy, and the kind of smile that made people gravitate toward him. But before the day ended, Jordan would become the first student in Toronto history to be killed inside a school. At 2:30 p.m., a single gunshot echoed through the stairwell of C.W. Jeffries. The sound rippled through the building and teachers froze. Students whispered and fear spread throughout the school. The staff rushed towards the noise and they found Jordan lying on the ground, a single bullet wound to the chest. Paramedics fought to save him, but by the time he reached the hospital, it was too late. Jordan Manners was gone, and the city of Toronto was left in shock. Within days, the police announced the arrest of two 17-year-old boys, and they were charged with first-degree murder. Because of Canada's Youth Criminal Justice Acts, their names could never be released, and they were only known as JW and CD. But the case was far from clear. In 2010, their first trial collapsed in a mistrial. The jury simply couldn't agree, and a second trial began in 2011. Witnesses were called and evidence was heard, but on May 19, 2011, after years of waiting, the jury acquitted both boys. No conviction, no justice, and to this day, Jordan's murder remains unsolved. The death of a 15-year-old inside a Toronto school shook the entire city. Parents demanded answers. Teachers asked how a gun could ever find its way into a classroom. The Toronto District School Board commissioned a sweeping investigation led by lawyer Julian Falconer. His report exposed systemic failings, gaps in safety, a lack of trust, and the urgent need for reform. In response, police officers were stationed inside of schools. The idea was to prevent another tragedy. But over time, the program was seen as controversial and said it intimidated some students and criminalized ordinary school life. By 2017, the program was scrapped. For Jordan's mother, Laureen Small, the grief never ends. She has spoken every year about her son and about what was taken from her family. At Shoreham Public School, a memorial stands in Jordan's honor. A plaque, a tree, a bench, and a basketball court. Symbols of a young life cut short and a city still searching for answers. While the years have passed, one fact remains. No one has ever been held accountable for the murder of Jordan Manners, a 15-year-old boy with his whole future ahead of him, and a case that remains unsolved. This is the story of Jordan Manners and the questions that remain long after the gunfire stopped. Thank you for hanging out with me and listening to my story. I'll see you in the next one.